president of Animark. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your interest in our products and welcome you to this video. We have been in business here in Denver, Colorado for over 25 years. We have thousands of satisfied customers who have realized the value of owning Animark instruments. We have a website and a toll-free number for you if you have any questions or concerns about your instruments. Please feel free to call us. You can speak with me directly. Welcome to Animark.
Okay, now we're going to set up the Pregscan. The first thing you do is take the Pregscan out and take a look if you've got good power. The way you would do that is to look at to turn the machine on. You've got a low range, which would correspond to the lower numbers. You've got a high range that would correspond to the higher numbers. Now, if you've got a red light indicated in the LED section, then that would indicate you need to have a charge. So at that point, you turn off the machine, go ahead and charge it up until we're ready to go. If in fact you have a good charge, one way to determine that is to pull your reject all the way down, and as you can see, it will flood the display with light. When you go out into the field and you're ready to check, you want to eliminate those lights by turning up your reject slightly until all of those lights disappear. The next knob is your sensitivity. That will amplify any signals that you're having trouble identifying. So if you're getting a weak signal, you can increase your sensitivity. We recommend you start it at 4. On the other side of the face, you'll see the charger interface or jack. Again, if you're having a red light on the LED showing at the top left corner, then you would want to go ahead and charge it. This interface here, or this jack, is a BNC connector that will connect your sensor. So let's go ahead and do that. One thing to note, prior to actually putting in a jack of any kind, you want to make sure the machine is off. So we'll look at the charger first. You've got the charger. That'll go into this front jack, and it just plugs into the wall. Typically we'll charge over 6 or 8 hours, but just plug it in overnight, you're ready for the next day. The next thing would be installing your transducer. It's a BNC connector in which you can plug and twist both the sensor and into the unit itself. The other accessory you have is your shoulder strap. If you'd like to use that, then we have D-rings on the side of the instrument, and you just clip those on so that you can hang it over your shoulder or your neck. So at this point, you're good to go.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Lee with Animark, and we're out here going to preg check this Mare. But before we can do that, we're going to make sure our machine's working. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on. I've got all my lights showing. My charge light is at green. I've got my sensitivity turned down to 1, my reject turned down to 1. So she's good to go. I know the machine is up and running. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to hook up my sensor. I'm going to come in, twist. She's connected into the machine. Pull my sensor out. Put it in and twist. She's locked. Now I'm going to hook on my shoulder strap. And I'm ready to check the Mare. Before I oil her up, I'm going to show you where you should place the sensor. Come off the point of the hip, straight down to the base of the volval and across. And there should be a soft pocket right in there. If she's an early pregnancy, 15 days to 3 months, I'm going to place it here straight across, tilt back slightly. If I feel that she may be 4 months or better, in her pregnancy. I'm going to move down just a hair, and I'm going to tilt back because the uterus will be dropping at that point. Now I'm going to oil her up. When you're oiling your mare, always err on the side of more oil than not. This is just corn oil. Ain't gonna hurt her. I'm gonna dip my sensor. Turn my machine back on. And before I put it on her, I'm gonna take my sensitivity up to about 7.5. And I'm going to take my reject down to where I've got no light showing at all, which is right around 3.5. I'm going to come into my spot. I'm going to tilt back. Oh, sis. Turn my sensitivity up. I'm not getting anything. Now I'm starting to get some stuff. Oh, girl. Since she was foaled in January, I'm going to drop my sensor just a little bit further down. Once again, I'm back to where I lubed up. I'm going to turn up my sensitivity now because I'm getting some readings, but I'm also going to have to turn up my reject to take out some of the weaker signals. This mare was said to be settled. I call her open. She needs to be rebred. Hello, my name is Mike Lee with Animark. We're here going to check a mare, but first we're going to go through and show you how to set up your Pregscan. The things that you got to do before you ever put it on the animal. First, turn your machine all the way up to high. Make sure your lights are on. Your green light for charge. And she's good to go, so you turn her off. Now you're going to hook up your cable to the machine and to your sensor. And put your shoulder strap on. And you're good to go. Before we lube her up, I'm going to show you placement of the sensor. This mare was sonogrammed the other day. It's 31 days along in her pregnancy. You're going to want to come off your hip bone and the base of the vulval across, and you should hit that soft pocket right there. You'll also see a change in your hair direction. So I'm going to lube her because I know she's in early pregnancy. I'm going to put the sensor right like that, shooting straight through the animal with a slight tilt after I get contact back towards the uterus. If I felt this mare was 4 months or better along, I would place my sensor a little lower and tilt back. If I feel this mare was 7 months and further along, I'm going to place my sensor right here and point towards the uterus, because as she continues along with her gestation, that uterus continues to drop. So I need to change the placement of my sensor. So now I'm going to lube the mare up. Now, you can use a sponge and sponge it on. You can use a squirt bottle. I like a squirt bottle. It's less messy for me. Now I always err on the side of more lube than not, okay? Because you're wanting the contact through your lubrication. That's the only way you're going to get an airtight seal. So once I squirt her, then I'm going to take my sensor, and I've got a little Tupperware container with a kitchen sponge in it. I just dip in. I make sure I got a bunch of corn oil on. Now I'm going to turn my machine on. I've got all kinds of lights, so I got my sensitivity at 7.5, and I'm going to turn my reject up to lose all my lights. And I'm at about 3.5. So now I come to the Mare. I make sure that I have good contact. I can have lights, so I have good contact. I'm going to press back. I'm going to turn up my sensitivity a little. Okay, I'm going to turn my sensitivity down just a hair. And I'm getting some garbage. So I'm going to turn my reject up a little bit to wipe out. I just want the strong signals. And there we go. There's our spike. Right there. Right there. This Mare is settled.
Okay, now we're going to go through a simple test that you can do at home to make sure that your machine is functioning properly and that it's calibrated correctly. Basically, all you would need to do is find a Tupperware container, basically 10 by 12, 4 inches deep, fill it up with water. As you'll notice, we have ours marked off in inches so that we can make sure that the machine is calibrated and is sending signals back in relation to that scale. All you need to do at this point is make sure that you have the sensor connected. Turn the unit to high. Usually start out with your sensitivity and reject both at about 4. Take your transducer, dip it in the water, press it flat up against the Tupperware, and then you would just simply put your hand in and move that back and forth, and you should see a corresponding set of lights corresponding to how far your hand is away from the unit. So if you're holding your hand at about 4 inches, it should be around the 4-inch mark on your unit itself. If it's 6 inches, and so forth. So if you move that back and forth, your machine should be functioning properly. Now if you do get too many ancillary signals, you can increase your reject. And if you increase that a little bit, it should thin out your signal a little bit more. Sometimes you get some bouncing signals, as you can see when I pull this off, or pull my hand out rather. And you can eliminate some of that by increasing your reject. But this would be more for signals that are real small and choppy as you're taking your animal's readings. Sensitivity would increase any readings that you're getting and showing you that, as you can see, it thickens the line and makes it a little stronger. So if you have a weak signal, you can use that to amplify, or in the case of too much amplification, reduce that. Again, if you set them both at 4, you should get a pretty good result. Okay, this machine's working great. Let's go check some animals.
Now, one important thing you can do to protect your investment in the Pregscan is, at the end of the day, make sure you clean and pack it properly for the next use. So the first thing you're going to want to do is wipe off the faceplate of the Pregscan itself. Make sure the unit is clean and off. Then pack it in the case with the faceplate first, and then all the way to the side, snugged up against the foam there. That'll keep it nice and secure. Next thing you want to pack is the transducer. That goes in the foam slot here with the connector lined up in the slot that's available there. Your charger goes here in this slot. Next thing you want to do is pack up your shoulder strap. This can be used for a little additional padding here next to the side of the instrument. Don't forget your cable, that's very important. Put that in there. And then your manual, so you'll have that for reference the next time you use the instrument. Close the instrument and fasten it securely. Then you're ready to go for your next use. Okay, that was our video. We hope you enjoyed it, and we thank you for your interest in Animark products. We're very confident that these products can provide you a significant return on your investment and value to your breeding operation for years to come. If you have any additional questions or comments at this point, please don't hesitate to call.